Good morning. I'm live. All right. Well, hey, everybody out on the interwebs. Thanks for being here. It's good to have you. Good to see you. Welcome to my neighborhood. So I thought I'd shoot off this thing, go live because I'm running a little late this morning. And you guys are going to be here for when I set up all my other stuff, which takes a couple minutes. So, you get a little behind the scenes action, which I know you've all been dying for. Right? All right. Let's get it started. Anyway, let's see if this thing, oops, do that. Let's click on this. All right. We can head on over to Facebook. Post it there. All right. There we go. What's going on? Good morning, Dee Dee. How are you? How's it going, Dee Dee? So normally I just set everything up here and then start my broadcast. But this morning I'm running behind. So I started my broadcast and now I'm going to set stuff up. I got real low budget set up here, So, anyway, how are you today? Awesome. Getting ready to do some weekend stuff. All right. Let's see. So, what I do is I use my phone. Well, yeah. So I'm on my computer here. You see me on my computer, and I can see you. Hey, my camera hangs from a yardstick weighted down. Wow, that's pretty cool. I like it. You have such a great broadcast, I mean, Dee Dee, you got like it's always so fun to see your stuff. The great thing about it, watching your channel for me is it's not anything I would ever, the artwork is that's not true. Like you're coloring a portrait. I mean, they're beautiful. Or you did that portrait of Jim's grandpa. I love that. And but a lot of the collage and art, their stuff like that, I would just never do. And so I love seeing stuff like that. Anyway, so you gotta run some errands, but try to stop by and give it a thumbs up. Oh, well, thanks, Dee Dee. It's always so kind. I noticed that about you. You're on everybody's stream, making the world a better place. I'm not joking either. I'm laughing, but I'm not joking. All right. So anyway, I actually have a little kind of a nice holder for my phone that hangs over my desk so that it can look down upon my drawing tablet. So I can't complain about that. Oh, hey, it's Adam. Good morning, Adam. How are you today? Good to see you, man. It's been a little bit. Holler at me if you want to jump in, Adam. Yeah, for sure. Oh, I should put the thing out there. Okay, so then another thing is I have to get some little earbuds for my phone, or like little what you call it? Uh-oh, I have a little error here. Sorry, kids. See if that works. But my network connection is just wonky. Anyway, I put some of these little earbuds for my phone to connect to my phone, because otherwise I'll get like massive feedback. So my phone here, and then it's connected to those. All right. What I gotta do is take my phone and hook it up. Go to the address, which I'm trying to post out here. So bear with me, kids. Bear with me. StreamYard. I just gotta type it in here, which is always fun. So it's 57N2F. There we are. Hello, hello. Well, hello there. All right, we're getting there. Use the back camera. There it is. iPad camera. Let's see how this looks. Put this phone right up here like that, this clip. Oh, look at that. Very nice. Very nice. Let's mute the mic. And add the thing. Oh yeah, there we go, baby. Now you can see my keyboard, and you can see my coffee. Okay, so let's try this again. I've tried to post the thing if you want to join in. And there it goes. Okay, so if you want to join in, Adam, you're welcome. We could chit chat or whatnot. That'd be cool. If not, no pressure. No pressure at all. Okay. So one of the things I want to do first before we get started is I've done this the last couple times, and I think I'll just try to keep doing this. I don't have books like Christopher Runciman or Dee Dee does. Hey, no problem, Adam. No problem at all. I got you. It's cool, man. Get some sleep. You guys go over some books quite often. And so I've got, decent collection of books. I'm usually getting some indie book, at least once a month or something, back in some Kickstarter or something like that. And those are always fun. But this is not an indie book. This is dun, dun, dun. It's Upside Down, The Walking Dead. Okay, give me a second. I got to turn my camera around. That's the part I didn't notice. Okay. There's the cord. That's got to go up here. All right. Got to get my yardstick set up the way it needs to be. There we go. All right. The Walking Dead. Now, the problem with this is, let's do it like that. This all comes crashing down. What am I going to say about it? Tighten that up there. All right. All right. Anyway, The Walking Dead. I never watched the show, but I can't remember why. But it's been a long time since I read these, and then it's been a long time since I've looked at them. But I do remember them being so good as far as like comic books. Just oh man, the layout or just the storytelling, everything. It was, there was nothing. The art is black and white actually, and it's nothing like you go like, man, it's like a Todd McFarlane backgrounds or the Jack Kirby figures or but it's just really done well with the story and the art and just the comic book storytelling, whatever. I'm not sure, excuse me, what I'm trying to say. But anyway, let's take a look. So, well, I got a few volumes here, but this would start with volume 3. We'll just look at this one and then I'll get to drawing. The Walking Dead. The show, I never watched it. Oh, look at that. I got a good, look at this. I got a good coffee stain on there. And that's a good book right there. Look at that. Huh? See that? That's what I'm talking about. Oh, look at that. I got my phone thing right up in my face. Whatever. I'll get that out of there in a minute. Let's look at this book. Anyway. Yeah, you got a good book on your hands when you got a nice coffee stain on it. All right. Yeah, this is, the artwork. Excuse me, that's called a splash page, I do believe. Boy, that's a good coffee stain all the way through. That one went all the way through every page. How in the world did that happen? You ever, what in the heck? Oh, man. You never read the books, Dee? What are you talking about? You're a reader, aren't you? You're joking with me. Yeah. That's sarcasm. I know it. It's sarcasm. All right. Anyway. So yeah, look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on this page. 5 frames, basic storytelling. Kind of like Mike Mignola, level art here. Sort of but I love that. Like it's not too what do you call it, too detailed or whatever. You mean like the fence here, the fence is sort of just these straight lines and they're not perfect. I mean, but it's a fence. Come on. But then here they did the chain link doohickey thing. Oh, okay. Oh, you're talking about Walking Dead. Okay, watch this show. It's like what you did. Okay, you're talking about the Walking Dead books, right? That I believe. I was talking about books in general, or that's what I thought you were talking about was books in general. But I wonder. I just noticed something. Oh, that's weird. Okay. Yeah, you read books in general. Okay. Anyway, yeah. So here it is. Basic. 1, 2, nice big frames, a lot of dialogue. Yeah, just basic storytelling, but basic black and white, grayscale, but not much grayscale, mostly black and white. And okay, here they get into some more complex, like sound action, but still basic, just square frames. The blam's coming out of the frame here, down here. Blam, that means it's extra. It's an extra blam. You know what I mean? That blam's like really, that's how I take that. And you really got to work to open this page because the coffee stain on the corner is holding things up. This was great about The Walking Dead. All right, look at this guy. He's just sitting there, blam, blam, blam. Anyway, I just think this was the art's not super, out of this world. This basic storytelling, but it was just one of the best comics. When I read it, I remember thinking, I got halfway through the first book, and I was like, man, this is just really well done. The things that they do, like just the simple things, like this big word bubble here, but with the little letters, that means like, I don't know what that means, but you just kind of stop on that. That seems like a dramatic moment right there, like, oh no. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, these are all like little comic language kind of techniques that storytellers can use. And this one's super simple. Most of the word bubbles are sort of right up here in this level of the frame or of the panel. Here's one of they make it a little more complicated than it needs, but yeah, there's 5 people in this panel, so yeah, really good stuff. I can imagine comic artists love to study. Yes. Yeah, I think so. I loved like Adam talks about this kind of stuff quite a bit when he does stream, and I like hearing him talk about that. Oh, look at a little naughty here. That sells. Anyway, wait, what's going on here? Yeah. So anyway, yeah, I loved, looking at that stuff and studying it, I guess, as you say, Dee. Dee says, yo, Adam is fascinating to listen to. Hope he streams again soon. Yes. Adam, take your time, buddy. Get some sleep, get well. Yeah, we do enjoy your streams for sure. All right. Well, let me see about getting down to some brass tacks here. So I'm going to work on page 90 today. 90. So I looked back at my Instagram page where I post all this, and I started February 22nd. I posted the cover. And today I'm going to be working on page 90. And it's going to be about 200 pages. How many pages? That's a good question. I'm glad you asked. It's about 200, maybe a little bit more. 210. Definitely no more than 220. Definitely. But like in the first 90 pages, I've added 11 pages that I hadn't written. So anyway, yeah, the other two, one of them was 240 and the other was 228. So I wanted to make it 200 at least. So anyway, but I'm on page 90 and I'm right about not quite 6 months since I did the cover. So if I keep this pace up, it'll be a little more in a year if I keep this pace up. But I do know that some of the pages coming out are going to be slower because they got crowd scenes. But yeah, if I keep this pace up, I could be done early next year. 220, 240. Yes, Mr. Mom. Yeah, it was 220, 221, whatever it takes. Yeah, great line, Michael Keaton. I use that one all the time. That's awesome, Dee Dee. I think that's one of my favorite movie lines ever. Yeah, because I'm just like that. Like I am so not handy. So yeah, he was talking about electrical currents. 220, 221, whatever it takes. That would be one of those movies I'd like to watch again and see how bad it is. See my little bracket here, Dee Dee? It's not a yardstick. It's nice, right? But it's not. Now what do I don't know how I had it on here. Like, that's kind of nice. Let me open up my art studio here. All right. So we'll go to the story. Oh, good. We're here. Page 90. All right. 4 panels. More talking heads. The last 10 pages, I think, have been just talking heads. Kind of boring. Yeah, the Mr. Mom. All right, let me get my pencil out here. And so this is going to be 4 panels. It's going to be Nicole, the man, Nicole. It's going to be 5 panels. I'm going to change this to 5. All right. So the man, so what we'll do is we'll take one of these 3 panel pages and copy it. And then all right. Yeah, that's how we'll do it. So what we'll do here is go on to my thing. Got all the pages on the left over here. So I select this 3 panel page and I go to story, duplicate that page. It creates a duplicate and I just drag it down here to page 90. Open that bad devil. All right. Okay, this camera, this phone is just totally getting in my way. I know what I gotta do. I need to move it over here. Get it right out of my face, jeez. It's about to fall off the thing though. I feel like it's gonna fall off of this little. No, it's on there, all right. All right, we'll see how this works out. It's kind of close now. That's better. Sorry, everybody. The funny thing is now is you can see my face because the camera's right up there. but I can't see the screen because I'm looking at this. See this thing right here? It's like right, but I don't need to see the screen. That's okay. Now look who it is, folks. It's Jim Lujan. Good morning. Oh, wait. I'm missing. How's it going, Jim? So, hold on. What Dee Dee said, I want to see your current page before I head out. Oh, okay. Hopefully you're still there, Dee Dee. This was page 89. I finished this last night. Yeah, there you go. Can you see that? Just talking heads. This girl and her mom talking. And then, yeah. So anyway, I hope you have a great day, Dee Dee, as you head out into the world. She thinks I've got it so organized. That's funny. You should see my studio here. It's a mess. I can't take it hardly anymore. I got to clean it up. Oh, yeah, you probably did. You probably saw it on Instagram. Ooh. All right, Dee Dee, have a great day. And now we got Jim's in the house. Jim Lujan. So I got, in my phone, I've got 3 contacts that are Jim L, believe it or not. And just last Tuesday, I went to, actually one of them was just Jim. Because I was adding my contact. I got a phone back in like 2002. And I had like my coworkers were my contacts because it was like a work phone. And so it was Jim, but his last name starts with an L. So anyway, Tuesday I went to his retirement party. He retired from work, which was pretty cool. All right, let's get started on this one. Jim, you missed it. I looked at the Walking Dead comic books for a minute. They're really good, in case you didn't know. All right, so this bottom panel, I'm going to select the bottom panel and do Edit, Transform, Free Transform, and make this one smaller like that because that's where the man's talking in frame 4. Panel 4. And I get so freaking OCD about this. Trying to make this thing straight. And I can never do it, and it doesn't even matter. Okay, whatever. There it is. Okay, so then we can go into here. Layer, duplicate layer. Take that layer. And maybe move it right there. And then you might be able to just do like that with it. Boom. Nice. Okay. Take that layer and we're going to move it down there. Okay, now we got it laid out perfect. Look at this. Christopher Runsman in the house. Guys, any of you guys that want to join up and chit chat, the link is in the. Oh, what am I doing here too? The link is in the chats. Let me get myself sorted out here. There we go. Hop in. Laying down the boom. Christopher. All right. That is my fancy name. Laying down the boom. All right. Oh my gosh, it's just everybody's here today. Cat and Paste. I was going to say Cat in the Hat. How's it going? Good to see you. What's everybody up to today? What are you working on? Adam's falling asleep. That much I know. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, so now we can go back here. We need some dialogue, so we're going to go back to our previous page. Grab one of these. Edit, copy. You know, I'm going to see, I'm so OCD. I'm going to go way back here. That one's goofy too. Edit, copy. All right, now let's go here. All right. Pick the right frame, panel, pick the right panel. Edit, paste. All right, take our dialogue, put it up there. Good, good. Cat and Pate. Exactly. Like Batman and Robin. All right. Like Mermaid Boy and Barnacle Boy. Or Mermaid, what is it called? Barnacle Boy and Captain Mermaid. All right. Let's get paste in the rest of our dialogue here. Barnacle Boy and Captain Mermaid. That's SpongeBob. Oops. See, you don't want to do that. There we go. Put that one there. And then this one. Oh my gosh. See, I forgot I have 5 panels in this one. Thumbs up. So I'm like Particle Man. Particle Man, Particle Man. He can do it like no one can. Something like that, right? What's the name of that band? Ooh, get out of here, you fly. What's the name of that band? Particle Man, Particle Man. Hold on, you guys. There's a fly. Get that straight. Oh, I think I got it, man. Oh, I'm like freaking Muhammad Ali with these mitts. Whew. All right. They might be giants. That's it. That's it. Oh, look at this. Ladies and gentlemen. Jim Lujan.
Good morning, Paul. This will be pretty quick today because I have to take a shower and look, I'm not wearing pants. So
okay, I got to monetize this stream. This is our viewership's going to go way up. Jim's not wearing pants.
I'm calling to accidentally humble brag about something.
Oh,
oh, I forgot. Oh, wow. I'm wearing a hat, Paul.
That's so cool.
Okay.
So tell us the story behind this hat.
I was in Santa Barbara yesterday, which is already a humble brag. Well, I was in Santa Barbara yesterday, of course.
Yeah.
And I found this place that does hats and T-shirts and stuff ridiculously cheap, but they kind of do them one-off, which is now a dangerous thing because now I know.
Right.
Yeah.
So just lettering like that, or can you put some artwork on it?
I think lettering. I think the T-shirts maybe artwork. I don't know, but I just saw. I mean, for one, the hat itself is a really good hat. Like, sometimes you get stuff like this, and hats are real cheap. They're not good.
Oh yeah,
Like,
right.
really good. Like I saw the hat itself. I'm like, oh, this is a nice. It's a good hat, So, but and then yeah, it's like I wonder. I told Leanne, I wonder if I should put the full fungus on. And she's like, do it, do it. Yeah, I was like, and it's such a good price. So yeah, it was only it was 30 grand, and that's like
$30,000, huh?
yeah, 30,000. Oh, I had.
Or was that lira?
No, dollars. Luckily, I had the cash on me. So, I mean, you know me, Paul. That's like
that's just chump change right there.
Yeah, I don't leave the house without at least 11, 12 grand cash and weapons. So,
right.
Anyways, I just
now wait, the color choice, the green and white. What's going on with that?
Yeah, they had other colors. They could have got black or white. I don't know. For some reason, the full fungus, the logo, the original little logo I wrote was in green and it had white. So I just figured this, and most funguses are green and white. I think everybody knows that.
Right. Okay. Good
point. But today I'm going with Leanne, and we've got to go to the desert today. She has business. She's going to bury some bodies out there.
Okay. That's probably where all the cash comes from, I'm thinking.
Yes. Well, our meth truck is up in the desert. So, no, I'm going with her today, and I'm going to camp out at like a coffee shop or something for the whole day. I'm going to work on the full fungus. So that's a nice treat, Saturday treat for me. And I'm going to wear pants.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe next time.
Yeah. But anyways, I just wanted to call you. Remember what I told you last week? I go, Paul, you're getting a lot better at the show.
Yeah, you take it back now, don't you?
I'm sorry. Well, I called to reset the low bar on the show. I can't read any comments, so if anybody's commenting.
Oh yeah, Chris said, Jim, where did you find a hat that has the same name as your movie?
Isn't that weird? Well, I'm suing the place now.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, but I thought it was funny.
Oh, wait, here we go.
And I was wearing the hat around. I was walking around.
A question from the.
Oh, we do. Okay. What did Kat say? I can't read it.
Did you get a hat for Koviak? He'd look good in that with no pants.
Wow.
You know who made that comment?
Yes. What if we saw a picture of Kat's husband and he looked exactly like Koviak? That would be. You know what, Kat? Honestly, Kat, thank you for loving Koviak so dearly, because honestly, the reason why I brought him back, because he's from an old cartoon I did 10 years ago or whatever, 7 years ago. And he was one of my favorite characters, and I hadn't really used him. I've mentioned him in other cartoons. If you go back, his name's mentioned in, oh gosh, I forgot what, but I really like that character, and it's good to see that if Kat loves him, then millions of others will love him. But Kat's loved him first and loved him best. So
I love it that Kat has a crush on your cartoon character. That's amazing.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think I better treat him well, I guess.
You're weirdly flattered, right?
Yeah, but the funny thing is that nowadays he's 103 years old, so that's the best part. But love knows no age limit.
Yeah, right? But I just think about my wife, or anybody having a crush on me when I'm 103 years old.
Speaking of Kat,
look at that! Oh, meow! Hello, kitty.
Anyways, but no, but back to the compliments. I did want to tell you, I really do think you're doing a great, you're getting a lot better. When you first started, it was like, Paul, did you pass out?
Mumble, mumble, mumble. Yeah,
it was like, Paul, do you need me to call 911? Are you on the floor? Because it was so quiet. and now you're just you're like Johnny Carson.
Right. Yeah, so, I'm not getting any drawing done, but
hey. No, well, that's the price you pay. You've got Chris has mastered it.
Oh,
You know what? And by the way, I feel like we on Chris's stream, all of us are like little demons that are
oh yeah.
sent to distract Chris with our jokes. Because I look at the threads that I do on Chris's stream, and they're all jokes. It's like 90%
Oh, yeah.
jokes. It's
Yeah,
like
that's totally my goal. When every time I get on there, is try to distract them, and it doesn't work.
it's like trolling Chris day.
Yeah.
But Chris is so unflappable. I don't know how he gets his work done, but it's amazing. And you know.
And he's funny too. He says only Americans would drink coffee in a desert rather than water. You guys are tough.
Yes, that's right.
And
I'm not even going to go indoors. I'm going to just sit in the desert.
In the desert drinking coffee.
With my iPad and drink coffee.
That's awesome.
And last thing I'll say, I got to go. Last thing I'll say, so I had this hat on and I'm walking down State Street in Santa Barbara and I had this hat on and it's like wearing a MAGA hat, except people don't have strong opinions about it. They just look at you like, what the hell is that? Like I see people's lips. I'm walking by and I see them going. And even the guy that made it, he's all, here you go, he's a super nice guy. He goes, here you go, the full fungus, whatever that is.
That's amazing.
Anyways, oh no. Now
you're never gonna get out of here.
When I leave,
you guys have flapped me.
Chris, go like this. Chris, go like this. Tag team.
You're not moving on my screen. Hold on.
Tag team.
High five.
Tag team.
High five.
Tag
Chris,
team. Again.
Chris, I have to leave because I'm offended that you said that. Hey, what hat are you wearing, Chris?
Are you ready for this? I don't want to upset you guys.
Oh, Maple Leafs. All right.
This is in honor of my
so Canadian.
My brother-in-law. This is my brother-in-law hat.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
John is going to be with us next weekend, and we're going to be playing some hockey and doing some stuff. But John is we're picking him up from the Deaf Blind Institute, and off we go and have some fun. So,
all right, you guys, I have to go.
All right,
it's good to see you, buddy. Hey, listen, you guys do whatever topics and stuff you want on the stream. Oh, he really had to run.
Yeah, Leanne was ready to get out of there.
Yeah, I like that hat. I want to comment to him that it's a very lovely hat. I want one of those hats.
Your coffee mug.
What's that?
You're like, I want one of those hats, and then it says super size right in the boom.
Yeah, the kids got me this because it's a cup that's in my size.
yeah, that's amazing. Kat says, wow, 3 men in hats.
Yeah. We could have been 3 men without hats, but we got talent. I can't stand that band. Never could. Anyways. Yeah, Jim was saying, oh, look at that. Kat says, bye, Jim. Give Kobe a kiss from me. I've never heard Kat talk, so I don't know what she sounds like.
Right. She sounds just like that, I'm sure.
I'm sorry, Kat. Hey, listen, you guys are welcome to talk and do whatever you guys aren't chaos in the wind. I love the fact
that we're trying. That's what I'm trying to do. I do that to you. I try it to Josh, everybody that I go on.
Oh, you guys are trying to be chaotic?
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Well, you're lousy at it.
Now you're so now you're gonna be like, oh, maybe that's what we have to do is actually tell you that we're trying to troll you.
Yeah, now every time you guys make comments, I'll be like, yeah, Paul, yeah. No, Paul types something cute. I'm not even putting it on the screen. It's all about me. I'm more important. Nobody else. Like I love the interaction. I love the there's a really great sense of community amongst everybody.
Right.
And I think that's fantastic. And in relation to what well, before I tell you this, Jim's last show was doing it. It was kicking it. His last "Hey man, how's your movie going?" was
Yeah. Was
Yeah,
Ken
it was
Mora?
great. With Ken Mora, that was great.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it was. It's so seeing him get his cap and seeing him be still so dialed in on his project, because a lot of people fall by the wayside on those. You know, you yourself know how hard it is to animate anything
Yeah. Oh
and to
yeah.
stick to it. And I mean, the fact that we're now seeing
Knows what
these
he's getting into. He's not going to fall by the wayside. He's
no,
done
but
so
but
many.
many do, right? Many do
Yeah.
burn out, and to see
Yeah.
that Jim and that yourself are at this point in time where you're getting there's more recognition. I feel like is happening right now.
Yeah, it's nice. No, that's
I'm
nice.
really happy.
Thank you. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I know when I did the first two, I didn't have anything like this.
Yeah.
And this makes it a lot more fun to keep up. You know, I'm like I was able to get on here this morning. I'm working on page 90.
That's
And,
fantastic, buddy.
And
You're kicking it.
And I looked at the first. I did the very first drawing for this, February 22nd. So I'm like 6 months.
You're flying.
Real close to 6 months.
You're absolutely flying. So I mean,
so the year, you know, and I had said a year for the whole thing. So,
you know, and because we all work at different speeds, and because we all have different rates of productivity,
yeah,
we can set ourselves these goals and try to obtain them. Whereas for other people, their count is their count, and I think that it's very healthy that you've set yourself a number, and that you've gone for it, and you're following through on it. And I think that is.
Well, I don't think about that goal or anything too much while I'm working on it. I just try to enjoy the moment, the process, you know.
Yeah, you have to. If you're not,
it's just too long of a grind, you know.
You gotta find whatever measures you gotta find as an individual, and this applies to all of us differently, right?
Yeah.
But we gotta find whatever it is that keeps us, keeps the ball rolling down the hill. So it's
and these streams, I feel like they really help.
Well, they're a lot.
I guess I don't know if they help, but they make it easier, make it more fun.
You know? I mean, this might sound weird, but they're a lot better.
Yeah.
Well, not that your streams were ever bad, but what I mean by that is there's there are two things used to happen in the early days, and I was guilty of this too for a really, really long time of streaming. Really long time in relative scale, right? Because I've really only been streaming properly for this since January. But for the longest time, I used to always go, if anybody's even out there. right? And sometimes it's just, I really am relatively just talking to myself and feeling kind of a little bit like a kind of doodly-doo. But, but with you and how you go about it, you're dialed into the work. You're not worried about engagements, but when engagements happen, you're like, hey, how's it going? Like there's a more fluid investment in that, in the fact that you're just allowing people to engage with you as you're working on your book. And I think that's fantastic. I really like how you can tell you've switched into this far more comfortable gear. And, and then eventually, Paul, when you get to my level, well, I'm about to start wearing costumes. Yeah, just imagine me in costumes.
Actually, I was going to do my stream today shirtless, but...
I'm not wearing a shirt. This is a weird tattoo.
It's nice how they did the wrinkles right there like that. It's really
creases count big time in the tattoo industry for faux clothing. No, it's just
a little hot announcement here. Next week, I actually won't have pants or a shirt on.
Well, I'm not wearing pants.
Hat only.
I had pants on, but I said, well, Paul, said, hey, anybody want to come in? And I just finished putting on my lip gloss. And And I thought, well, all right, I'll come and join a stream, and immediately took my pants off, and so here I am, because I thought that was obligatory. So it's cold. It's cold. Now let's get back to what's really important.
Yeah.
Cat, and Koviak sitting in a tree, huh?
Yeah.
How's the rest of that rhyme go?
KISSING.
What?
Koviak, a kiss from me.
This is a family show. This is a family show. Oh my
Lip
goodness.
gloss doesn't go with pants.
I don't know about how Jim's going to animate Koviak from now on, but he should be blushing.
I know, right? Watch Koviak is in every scene from the rest of the movie.
I'm Jazz
Totally changed the movie,
He's got my Jazz Richardson character interviewing bowlers, and Koviak's just standing directly behind me. Like, there's no contextual reason why at all. He's just in every shot, right? Like,
yeah, there's like pictures of Koviak on the wall,
No, not even that. Not even that embedded. Literally just have the character keep getting animated in every scene, like he's there.
Yeah.
Those personal, intimate, quiet moments. There's Koviak standing
sitting there.
I think
in the bathroom, Koviak's looking through the
I think we got some really healthy ideas here for Jim.
Yeah, right.
Cat's lip gloss doesn't go with pants. Well, now she tells me.
Oh, here you go. Cat and Koviak sitting in a tree. KISSING. First comes love, then comes marriage. Then comes little Koviak sitting in a tree.
This baby is so powerful, he doesn't even sit in a baby carriage.
And he just climbs up in a tree.
He's climbed in a tree. I mean, that is some powerful genes going on between, hey, genes, we can all use some, between Cat and Koviak. I keep wanting to say Cat, and Koviak now because of that rhyme. So you're on page number what?
90.
90. That's older than I am.
It's getting up there. I'm out of coffee. Getting up there.
You out of coffee?
I've been sick the last 2 weeks too, and I have gotten some pages done. So that's kind of encouraging.
Good. That's good.
Yeah, it's finally starting to feel better.
Well, I mean, it's a challenge when you have those health foibles, you have those busy moments in life, and they start to interrupt your process. It's nice to maintain a level of focus and motivation when you find that, and I'm really happy that you're in that mode. I really am.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks.
Hold on 1 second. Don't watch my camera. You'll see my butt.
There you go. He scoots out of the chair.
Scooting my cat. Just saying. Now I got to do the squat walk. Nobody's seen my butt. There, just maintained the illusion.
Not one of those streams.
Because I'm looking forward to a third one of these. Huh?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, cats and kittens. Look at these. Okay, the funniest thing in the world to me with Paul Payton is in his level of humility is that he said, I said, well, how many pages are in these books, Paul? And he says, oh, I don't know, about like 100. And I just want to let people know that Rust City Stabber is 227 pages, and Welcome to Rust City is it's 239, so about 100.
100, 200, whatever it takes.
It's about 100. Well, I mean, that's similar to a mode that I'm in now, because for the longest time I've made this joke about my age, because I get, hey, how old are you? Boy, you look great for your age. No, I don't get that. I don't get that like that. It's people ask me how old I am, and because I'm rather immature, and they think that I might be younger. And so I've been saying I about 39, but
Yeah.
I've been saying that for a while now, like a while, right?
Yeah.
And my oldest is about to turn 32, so I'm gonna have to change that. So last year around her birthday, I decided to switch, because that's a Jack Benny joke, by the way.
Oh, which one?
Jack
31?
Benny was the host of the Tonight Show before Johnny Carson.
Right.
Which is and people say, what's going on in your life? Jack would say, and the person would say, well, it's my birthday, Jack. You go, hey, happy birthday. How old are you? Oh, I'm turning 39 or whatever, 45. And they'd say, oh, that's fantastic. I'm turning 39 this year myself. And they'd say, well, Jack, last time I was here, you were turning 39 then. Well, if you're good at something, why change? And so I've been using that Jack Benny joke for so many years, and then I'm realizing that might be getting a little dated. So I'm switching it up.
Possibly.
I'm switching it up to George Burns.
Oh, well, okay. Okay.
For the kids.
Updating
it. So now I've just rounded it off to 100. I just,
Yeah.
I got to be about 100 years old.
Yeah, 100's the new 39.
I'm going to start smoking cigars.
Yeah.
Figure the way I look at it.
My oldest is 33.
Oh, you are ancient. What are you, 39?
Yeah, I'm 39. Actually, it was 6. But anyway, and my youngest is 12. So what I say, I can't remember who said this joke originally, but I've been a dad so long, you'd think I'd be better at it.
My oldest grandkid is 12.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Some weird, wild stuff. So now I'm doing the George Burns with I'm 100. I'd retire, but it'll take care of my parents. Like all those jokes.
Good stuff.
I don't know, but it's fun. You gotta have fun. I think that there's a lot of discipline in putting out this many pages, Paul. And,
hey, I want to ask you something. When you were working, when you were younger and working at different jobs and stuff, how did you feel about doing your artwork then? Did you maintain?
So when I was a young dad, so I've had pieces showing in galleries for over 30 years, and so when the kids were growing up, I would be working and being dad, and then when kids are all in bed, and I might watch a TV show or not with my ex-wife, and but then when everybody's gone to bed, because I've always slept about 4 to 6 hours a night. I've always been that guy.
Oh, okay.
It's just a weird, my body settings. That's all.
Right.
And a functional 4 to 6 hours, and so because of that, I would go to work on paintings or whatever, or drawings or whatever, when everybody's in bed.
Right.
And so, I'd have shows, I'd have, that I'd set up, or I'd work on, illustration work or commission work or portrait work and all those things all those years. But it was when Lori and I were first together that I just sort of said, I'm done showing in galleries. Like, I'm done. Coming up, buddy? Come on.
Hey, Corbin. What's up, Corbin?
So,
meow, brother. Meow.
Hey, man, how you doing? What's happening, brother? Hey, I'm just going to sit on in here. I'm just doing it. Is that coffee? Mm-hmm. I can drink some of that coffee. Yeah. So, so for a long time, that was how I had to do it. So whenever there's a lot of these young creators, and which is showing my age, 39. Whenever there's these situations where people have these ambitions and these goals and these dreams, I think that art's really selfish.
Yeah.
Let me amend that. There you go. No matter how often I tell people I'm 39, some of them refuse to believe I'm that old. Jack Benny, you
That's a
had your
good one.
name.
I like that one.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. So when he died, by the way, in the Hollywood Gazette, it said
Uh-huh.
Jack Benny dies at 39, and in parentheses it said 81. He made so many of those jokes that they just kept it rolling, even as his obituary. Anyhow, what I was saying was,
that art is selfish.
Success in art is greedy.
Greedy.
And success in the art world, in the art field, and any major creative endeavor is a rather greedy thing, because
Right.
in order to be able to accommodate the amount of effort and discipline and productivity that it requires to get out there and to do the big thing,
Right.
those around you have to accommodate that to some extent.
Yeah.
And there's sacrifice in that. And
yes, that's why you see my wife's name in both of my books. It's dedicated.
Well, that's because they're our best friend and partner, right?
Yeah.
But when it comes to getting to making it all happen, it's not just on you; it's on the people that are around you to some extent. So that you've got to have a couple of different factors in play for that, and that's in addition to having connections in the world and a modicum of talent, and then you gotta have some degree of accommodation to be able to afford the opportunity to do it, all those little factors. But this whole notion of being a successful creator as a young person is hard enough.
Mm-hmm.
But when you got a family, you got a choice. That's the greedy part. You can choose not to have a family. Right?
Yeah.
Or not to be responsible to a family you might have, unfortunately. Is a choice that some make. But that's the sacrifice that some people make, is that they'll forego family in order to just pursue that avenue. But then they still got to do all that other stuff, right?
Right. Yeah.
So for me, it was always just trying to figure out a balance of time when the kids were little.
Yeah.
And now that my kids are...
But you did pursue your art at that age.
Well,
because I know so many... I was part of this art group here locally here, and I know so many great artists there, but they didn't pursue it until they retired. So they're like,
That's understandable, though, right?
No, I know. I can't do that,
No, because just for some of us, art is integral. It's kind of like if you don't remember to breathe, you die.
Yeah.
If you don't remember to walk, you don't go anywhere. If you don't do art, your equilibrium is your sense of self is equally off, and so that's that's a different setting. So there's a great deal of people that don't have that internal mechanism that says you have to make art or you're going to go a little bit gaga. So
right.
Since the kids are all adults, and after what I went through in 2021, while I was still in the hospital, my wife had said, you're retired from your day job now. You're done. That's it. It's the kids are grown up, our house is there. It's time for you to just be able to just focus on your thing now. So in response to that, if she's giving me that level of support and encouragement as a partner, I have to drive.
Right. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like I have to. I'm taking this opportunity. If I'm going to do this, I got to go for it. Yeah. Look at this sad. Oh, okay. Now you're getting up because I said that. I was going to say, look at this sad sack, literally draped across my drawing board. It's literally just draped right out. And I was going to put the camera on him. He sits right up. Not me, man. I'm good. Not going to catch me like that. What are you, crazy? How about you, Paul? Where did things fit for you in the mechanism of creativity? Because like me, we were both previously married.
Yeah. I shouldn't, I don't want to talk bad about my
No, talk
first
quickly
wife.
about. We're not doing that, but at
But
the very least,
it did what she wasn't. This
life
wasn't
was
part of.
working that
This
you could
wasn't part of the
create.
program, huh?
Life wasn't working in such a way as you could create things.
Yeah, it didn't happen. It did. It wasn't happening at all.
Such an
And
easy way to say it.
Yeah, and we were married for 10 years.
Yeah.
And so there comes a point where you kind of look at yourself in the mirror and go, hey, I've always thought of myself as an artist. I've always wanted to be an artist. But what have you actually done? And and I was like, I haven't done anything, And so I wanted to change that. And so yeah, that conversation in the mirror happened after I was married to my wife now.
Yeah.
And I knew that she her happiness does not depend on me. She's a happy person.
Great.
And what she wants for me is to be happy. And so then with any time that we can spend together, that's gravy. And so one of the things that she knows that makes me happy is this. And so so it was just not, it's not even a question, But there are sacrifices. I mean, she gets annoyed, she won't say it, but our lawn is not groomed well, And there's things like that, I'm not handy around the house, there's a lot of things that kind of that I'm doing other things, So those are sacrifices that
Sure.
that you make.
It's whatever dynamic works, right? Like that.
Yeah.
When you find that balance, but it's nice to when you're afforded that opportunity.
Yeah.
Like my understanding, Kat, who's in the chat,
Canadian as well.
Oh, poor girl. And but she has the affordance of being able to do her work because her husband's out sniping people or threatening them or trying to find this Koviak guy.
Yeah.
Like there's Kat's got her like my not that I don't know what Kat's setup is at all, but she's got her working dynamic too, and Dee Dee has her working dynamic with her partner, and Jim has his working dynamic set up with Leanne, and it's when you're with somebody that understands it's part and parcel, right? It gets
it's huge.
Yeah, but that's how we got to be in life in general. So challenging as it is, that's how it is, right? Like today, Lori is at her folks' house because.
Oh, that's right. I heard you say that.
Her dad's sick, and
oh, sorry to hear that.
Yeah, well, she's 87, and so she needs to be there, and that's the whole as partners, she needs to be there.
Yeah.
Right. Like that's the whole thing. It's not just creativity. It's just people got to support each other in the first place.
Oh yeah, 100%.
But so I've been putting my nose to the grindstone while she's over there. And she went over there at noon, but she ended up things went awry with Dad, so she had to end up staying the whole night. But
So do you? When this happens to me, I always have huge plans, and they never come to fruition. I end up watching like some stupid show, or
See,
just wasting a bunch of time.
Paul, I don't make plans. I'm just a dog chasing at cars. I really don't make plans like that. I don't. Yesterday, I formatted 8 pages.
Oh, okay.
And I finished 2. So.
Oh, nice.
But the formatting 8 pages, like I've got. So I made a decision. I actually been getting weird DMs. We were chatting with Josh Kemble about this yesterday, about people reaching out to us independent of open conversation.
Okay.
And which is wow, the fact that people take extra effort and like send a direct message or stuff like that, or
Yeah.
you know, like when one person constantly sends me funny memes at this point now that I've met through the stream,
Yeah.
and which is great. But lately I've received a couple of weird DMs of because I've been showing my bookshelves and people can see cameras behind me, like the bookshelf directly over my shoulder, and you know, things like that. But I made an announcement recently that I've got 2 finished books that I've done in the last year. I finished it, that I'm not releasing.
Okay.
Just because the page of the day, and because of the page, like the page every 2-day level of speed that I'm working on other things with. What I do now is not what I did then.
Okay.
And you know, that in just a year's growth.
Right.
So
fair.
So I'm taking all of these pages. I'll show you some. And the format, it's a different format too, right? Like these pages, this is all red pen.
Do you see what? Hold on. Before, man, this is awesome.
So
before,
these are.
Do you see what Kat says? Marion X ETF Sniper had its challenge. ESP getting your especially getting your knapsack through the airport.
You know, I never would have thought that'd be a thing. They have, I guess, gunpowder residue sniffing dogs. I'm not saying that facetiously. I'm like are dogs able to go gunpowder residue, or is there some sort of litmus test, or I don't know? Customizations are weird. That's gunpowder residue right there. I almost licked that page.
I'm trying to get your.
I don't worry about that.
Bigger. No. I love that page, dude. I mean,
it doesn't matter. Well, this is just a page, but so
can
this
you
whole
put that up on the screen again?
Well, this I've got all these pages done. Okay,
that's beautiful.
These are all red ballpoint pen, and so I'm now going through, and I've taken the one book, which is 80 pages, and I'm tearing it apart and putting it into short stories instead.
Okay.
And so these pages like this,
Look at that.
This is me getting kidnapped in a van, and me having this delusion of grandeur that I can matrix fight everybody.
Nice.
That they just keep.
I had a dream about this last night.
You know, and then the reality is that that's not going to work out. I'm going to get completely overwhelmed.
Wow.
And then the one of the kidnapper breaks me out of my delusion and go, "Are you about done? Get in the van."
Get in the van.
So, and then I do a transitional change in this story that I'm really happy about, because the van's swerving, ducking and swerving in the streets, and they're like, "Oh
yeah,"
and they go, and this is when they're like, "Holy cow, what are we gonna do about that?" Right? Like that's what this bit at the end is, or right in the center panel,
right?
And just everybody get down the back, and then we cut to the shadow. You see the shadow here?
Yeah.
And then as it pulls in, it's a little kid,
right,
who reaches down and picks it up.
Look! Well, this is what Kat was just saying. This is just fantastic. She was saying, "Wow, the red is amazing, Chris. So powerful." And then you transition to the black, because my question is going to be:
they're watching a movie.
Yeah. Look at that.
And what's happening in the movie is being affected by this little boy playing with the car.
Yeah.
And the mom says, "Honey, come on. Dad's trying to watch your show." And they go up the aisle and see the people on the screen.
Yeah.
Whoa! You know, what the heck is going on? And the little boy drops his car.
Yeah. That is wild, dude.
That's that whole bit. So I don't want to lose these things, is my point.
So these are from the books that you're not putting out?
Yeah.
Oh man.
So instead I'm doing
how many pages is that bit? It's like
the book was 80 pages. So, like here's some more panels. This is where the truck pulls up
Uh-huh.
The film's called Kidnap Action,
Mm-hmm.
right? So this is them, and this is the theater.
Yep.
Kidnap Action, and then we go right into the movie.
I agree,
And so
Kat.
these guys are talking about don't use names. And the one guy goes, "Shit, pal, I won't use your name." He goes, "Hey, what'd I just say to you, Bruno? Hey, you just called me Bruno, you know." And
Yeah.
all right, there's a guy. Get your game face on. And so then they see me walking by like a bozo.
Right.
I get splashed by a bicycle. Come on, man. And the bike rides off. Who cares? And then the van pulls up. And the guy says, "Hey, bozo, why don't you get in this van?"
Wow.
And so that's the start of it all. And then it turns into a whole, "I'm not getting in your van."
Yeah.
The guys jump out and they're making the crowd back off. And he goes, "Get your hands up." And one of the other guys puts his hands up. "Not you, stupid." You know. So it's just
yeah, that's great. Oh my gosh.
pages and pages of dumb.
That red to black thing is so cool. I don't know that I've ever seen that. Kat thinks
No?
that's brilliant. I do too.
It's that's very nice, you guys. But it's just trying different things. And
Yeah.
even though that's black pen or red pen to black pen,
Mm-hmm.
it's just kind of a, hey, let's just a value shift like that. Let's just shift the values along.
Right.
It sort of gives you the opportunity to change the contextual dynamic for the viewer without having to make all that much effort, because you literally just change one color to another color. So
right. Yeah. Yep. That's awesome. So that's just sitting there.
Yeah, and then I got another book that I did called The Village Haunted, which is that's a 32-page book that I've just speluned.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, I'm really leaning more into enjoying these one-page and short story bits.
Mm-hmm.
The long narrative for me at this point is just, it changes too much of the course of these pages.
Yeah.
Like the material changes too much. You don't have to have it just on me anymore.
Oh, sorry. Let's see.
Use the space. Use the space.
I started. I did start drawing. Let's see if I can. No.
Put your stuff up. What do you got? Let's see. Nice. Yeah,
there we go.
Like that. That's good. So I realized that the one story that I did, Stream of Conceitedness, which is about a character that looks like me, hence the conceitedness part, just keeps going through all these different situations. Hence the stream of consciousness part is whatever I want to draw in this moment. And I wanted to do a kidnap story, and then it turned into a superhero fighting supervillains delusion, and then there's a fight between a giant robot and a bunch of UFOs, and all these little things along the way.
Yeah.
And because of, I think that I've grown editorially with my work, that I look at this long form thing now and go, this would be much stronger if I took out this, and I took out this, and I took out this. And some of that concision, some of that editing brings it down to shorter installments and shorter pieces.
Yeah.
So it's not that I'm throwing these whole projects away. It's just that I'm recognizing that maybe there's some strength in doing these as short stories. So
well,
yeah, so the wrestling, the kidnap, with the wrestling segue bit in the middle back into the kidnap turning out to be just something that happens in a movie theater. And the first thing that I do is take you into a movie theater and take you right into the film.
Yeah.
Like right off the hop, that's there.
Right.
So, but yeah, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pages out of the book. So,
Wow.
so it actually converts into a page and a half ends up being one of the landscape style pages, which is the format I work in now.
Right.
And so 10 pages will work out to be what, six or 7 pages, I think, all said and done.
For the whole kidnap
Yeah.
thing?
Yeah.
Oh.
And the other
More than that. It seemed like it was more than that.
it is more than that. It's 10 pages. It's just that when I shift its format and I do the editorial business like I talked about,
I got you.
it'll bring it to about 6 or 7 pages. So
I got you.
you know, it's whatever it is.
Well, so you have no plans right now to put that out.
Well, and no, it'll just go out. It'll be a Saturday, Sunday post for my Patreon. Like, so that's what Patreon's getting, is all these short stories.
Gotcha.
I'll show you. Give me 1 second here. I had to open a new file because I'm on page 215.
Wow.
Since the start of the year. So it's I can only fit so many pages in a file folder safely in my mind, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is another piece. Hold on a second and I'll switch my camera. Okay, there.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Okay, so this is
No.
yeah, that's Corbin. Well, that wasn't Corbin, that was you. Good Lord. So this is Shifting Shoes, is this story.
Uh-huh.
And what this is a bunch of pages out of that book about there's my character running through the crowd, and this lady sees him and she says, hey, there's something interesting about that guy as it's going by. But you can see there's changes in how I drew a year ago. Right. Crowd shot. Yeah. To how I'm drawing now. She says, look, I'll meet you at the stall, the vendor's booth. Just, I gotta chase this guy down. And so then she chases after him. Hey, hey guy. Yeah. So I've got some background effects already started in there and for the coloring, but hey, you. And so she takes her shoe off and she throws it at him. She tries to grab him and he doesn't. So she takes her shoe off and she chucks her shoe at him. But because of the nature of this character, when she throws said shoe, it just disappears. And she's like, where the hell did my shoe just go? Hey, guy. And he continues to book it away. And so she's after him. And at this point, she's shouting, hey, jerk, give me back my shoe. Because it just disappeared in the air by him. Oh, that guy's too fast. Oh, forget it. And then the ground starts rumbling. The heck was that? And boom, 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 boom. And so she's like, forget it. I'm out of here. It's just a shoe. And then it looks and there's this big ominous shadow. And so that's where I'm leaving this. That's a 3-page short story. Wow. That's right? Sweet. But what it actually goes into is another page where, there's this whole thing about the giant killer bear. And, it's actually a little boy's teddy bear. Oh, okay. Like I've got. Hold on a sec. I'll show you. This is Teddy. So Teddy is a 1-page story that's finished. That came out of the book. So Teddy is. Let's see if I can pull it up for you. Okay, so this is. Yep. Hold on. A moment. Teddy, This is Teddy. You look at him as a toy. What if Teddy had wants like you or I? What if he missed the child that once played with them? Imagine a world where Teddy could seek to rectify that. Hold on a second.
I think Cat and Pace is turning your previous story into a Cinderella spinoff.
I like it. Oh, yeah, that's good. Gathers all the fair maids in land to see if the shoe fits. Love it. I always like the idea of Cinderella not working out for him because the one that does fit the shoe is the worst one he ever would have wanted. So there's Teddy. Teddy now develops a need that mobilizes him, a purpose that he grew to the challenge of. Frustration might come from the effort. This is him now looking for his boy, and he keeps growing in size. Would it make him mad? Could Teddy lose his way? And so that's the teddy bear, the gigantic teddy bear that the character comes across later.
Right.
But I just thought that sort of stands on its own as a fun little thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so it's stuff like that. Like it's just so now people that are on my Patreon, like my Patreon's like $3 a month, and I'm not saying that to get anybody here to sign up for it. But I'm not posting Saturday and Sunday pages anymore on Instagram and Facebook.
Well, gotcha.
Just because I don't want to have any obligation to do something like that,
Right.
7 days a week. So I, what's that? Kitty Cat Love, Corbin Love. She loves you, buddy. Sorry, but he's rather ambivalent. So it's something special for the people that are on the Patreon.
Right.
Right. And I also do a silly thing on my Patreon where I record audio files of all the pages I release.
Oh, really?
Like, so now I was going to spend this weekend putting them all on. Like we've recorded like 30 of them so far.
Mm-hmm.
And Lori's helped me with a bunch of them and reading some of the voices as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But every time she goes,
well, that's a cool idea.
Yeah, but every time she goes, Christopher, I don't do voices. And she just does everything in her lovely voice. So. But that's on Patreon too. So if your people are on Patreon, they get to see the Saturday and Sunday installments. But then they also get to hear, you know, like the whole could Teddy lose his way? Little weird narrations and the silly voices and stuff like that are all going on to those files as we speak. So it's that's something amazing. that's only on Patreon. Because
that's a great idea. Yeah,
well, the Substack,
that's really creative.
Thanks. But the Substack account that I have, it's all that is one post a week, and it's literally just every page, what the suggestion was and what my thinking behind it was, and that's it.
Oh, okay.
So it's just each week you get the 7 days worth of one page related stuff. And so if there's two days where I'll have a 2 or 3 page piece,
mm-hmm.
they get the whole thing. So
nice.
Just keeps me honest.
There you go. Keeps you out of trouble.
Okay, so I'm going to be the devil's advocate here at this point. So, Paul, what do you got planned ahead after this project's done?
I really have no plans. This is the third of this series, and I always, kind of had it in my head that I would do 3, and after I did 3 of these, that I would be, at a level that maybe I could do something with them, or that's when I would be good. So
you're good, buddy. You're good now. Look at this.
Well, I'm just telling you where my headspace was when I started.
But look at the drawing you're doing now. Look at the drawing on that page. That's fantastic. It's not just fantastic, but everybody has this real characterization to them and to their expressions, and you're there. So, are you thinking about maybe doing something different, or just you've sort of scratched your sequential itch?
Right. No. So when this is done, I really have nothing. I mean, planned. There's lots of things I'd like to do. Yeah, thanks, Kat. That's very kind of you.
There you go.
But whether it be animation or comics or, well, probably be one of those two. But yeah, I have no, I literally blank slate. Like just gonna get done and take what comes next. So
what about something like, because just even though every creator puts a modicum of themselves in their projects, right? Like, there's some Paul Pete in your main character or in your worldview or whatever it might be. But what about the idea? Josh Campbell encourages this with everybody because I think it's one of his specific voices. But have you ever considered doing just straight on autobiographical work?
Yeah,
Like,
for sure.
or maybe a children's book.
Yeah.
Uncle Paul looks for his pants. Like, maybe not a kid's book. Maybe not a kid's book.
No, both of those are. Yeah, I definitely have ideas for both of those. So
you can animate a cartoon. Uncle Paul looks for his pants.
Well, I do have one that a friend of mine is helping me write called Simon Into Space. And it's about a little kid who's a comedian and he does gigs out in outer space.
Oh yeah.
So that's a animated series. That's the idea behind that one. So that's probably, maybe I'll work on that next.
Okay. That's super cool. And is it a long-term thing or is it
Yeah, that'd be a long-term thing, like short episodes.
Yeah, okay.
I started writing it myself, and then my friend, who's actually a comedian, I shared it with him, and he started writing it like next level. And he's
Paul, you gotta have more jokes. Put some jokes on that kid.
Well, I asked him I wanted some jokes, and then he just was like, "Well, yeah," and then he took it and just really blew it up, and it's really great. So, that would be that's probably the next thing I'll definitely spend some time on. But that might, that's not 100% because he's got to record some of the voices, and he has anxiety about the whole project, which is funny.
But that's honest though. Like, remember, let's go in the way back time machine, and remember a young burgeoning Paul Pate, before your first graphic novel. I mean, you've done some short stories before that, right?
My first graphic novel.
Or did you do the short stories in between it?
Yeah, I did the short stories in between.
Not a lot of people start off drawing a comic book with a 239-page graphic novel, Paul. And then maintain the quality of art through the entire thing. What planet are you from? Clearly, you've been doing different things for some time before that because you developed the skill of consistency, which is a hard thing to do.
Yeah, I had actually been starting and stopping on that book for years.
Oh yeah? That's how I handle myself when I drive. So what do you mean? Like how many years did it take you to draw it? Sorry.
2.5 for that first one.
Yeah.
2.5.
Makes sense. And now you're looking to get it done in 10 months, 11 months.
1 year. Yeah, 14 maybe. So.
Well, you're moving. You're just cooking. You're cooking with gasoline on there, pal.
Yeah, I mean, there was, you know how it is. You get a little more confident. Yeah. So
it's pretty impressive. It really is. It says a lot. It says a lot about the routine of discipline. The fact that in between number 2 and number 3, you just decided to do an animation. That's not your first one either.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. It was 2014 that number 2 came out, so it's been almost 10 years. So in between.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
Yeah.
So how many things have you animated since?
Well, 5 short films. So, yeah.
Madhouse, buddy. That's fantastic.
And then I've done probably 3 or 4 comic books. And then I do have one really good comic book that a guy from England wrote called Slop.
Slob?
Slop. SLOP. Yeah,
Nice.
and that hasn't come out yet. Like he has all the art and it's written and it's brilliant. I mean, the writing and he hasn't published it yet, so I'm kind of
That's the challenge of working with other people is that you know, like I've done a few different jobs in the last year for others.
Cat is amazing and fun stuff.
Sorry, what's that?
Guys, but I have to head out to some airplane show. Hope they have something interesting. Cotton candy. Catch you brilliant geniuses later. Bye,
airplane
Cat.
show. Awesome.
Be safe out there.
Awesome. Have fun.
Yeah, I know, right?
Great.
That sounds fun.
Great. It's tomorrow. I'm going to the Elmer Fair.
The Elmer Fair.
Yeah, just
Elmer Fudd.
It has a. If you can imagine it in music, it sounds like this. Right? Hey there, fella. You ain't from around these hill parts. Yeah. No, it's just a small town fair.
Nice.
And that'll be fun. So we're taking John to it. We're gonna.
Oh, your brother-in-law?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I love spending time with him. One of my favorite things we did is I have a friend, Mike, who is in a civil War of 1812 reenactment group.
Okay.
And he has a cannon. He has a cannon that shoots 5-pound balls like a ship's cannon.
Uh-huh.
A working ship's cannon.
You don't have one of those?
No. So he puts blanks in it, right? He fires drag bursts, like it just as soon as you shoot it, it just dissipates. Like it's not like as long as nobody's within, you know, if you just shoot it into an area where there's nobody,
right?
You know, in 100 feet, right? You're fine. But Mike invited us out, and we're going to come see it. And he said, you know, John was really excited about seeing a cannon get shot, and so he had John turn his hearing aids right off. Right? He had John turn them off because John's you know, he's deaf.
Okay.
So he shoots the cannon, and John turns and looks at me and goes, "That was loud." Well, he's mostly deaf, like very, very little hearing at all.
Right.
He heard that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And meanwhile, the rest of us are like this. What the heck?
He probably felt it as much as he heard it, right?
Oh yeah, right. But John's like, "That was loud." just such a great moment.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Such a great moment. So yeah, I like what you're doing. Do you have a page count for this one? Is it set 200, or is it going to go over like the previous two? Or
yeah, just you know, maybe a little bit over.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so I'm on page 90 here, but actually when I wrote this was page 79. So I've done a little bit ad-libbing. I've done a little ad-libbing, like, you know, I need some more of this there and a little bit of that there, you know. So
well, it works. It works.
Yeah, thanks. Like this one, like I added a page. I'll show you what I did. Like
sure.
So they go. So you can see all the pages here. So all this is they go. This guy meets these two in a little diner. And they have a conversation. But when I wrote it, I didn't have anything about nobody waiting on them.
Oh, I see.
So I added just one whole page. Is, you know, this waitress comes up and tries to get them started with some drinks.
Nice.
And these two say they're not staying. And she's like, "Well, I'll just bring you some waters." You know what I mean? Yeah. That's a whole page that wasn't planned at all.
Sure,
but I just inserted it.
It's an organic insertion, so that it carries through in the world building aesthetic of it all, right?
Yeah, I didn't need it. It didn't move forward the story at all. But
yeah, but it does. But it does, because it helps with the characterization and the dramatas of the moment, or the gravitas of the moment. I'm sorry, because here they are sitting across from each other, and just saying, "Can I get you guys drinks?" And the two women looking at the waitress and saying, "Yeah, we're not staying."
yeah,
Already sets the tone that these aren't
Right.
people that are just lounging around with one another.
right. Yeah,
So it's
exactly. It creates that adds to the tension between these
Yeah.
two guys they're meeting with.
It's a wonderful emphasis point on,
Morning, Philip.
these people might not be pals,
Yeah, exactly.
right? And that sounds a
Yeah.
well. Hi, Phil. So that's good. That's healthy. That's a wonderful way to do insertions, is because they build and they add. It's not like you're just adding in a splash page of somebody jumping through a window. Okay, you jump
Yeah.
through a window, right?
Yeah,
That's a problem that I have with a lot of these. A problem that I have with a lot of the comics that are being made and since the 90s is that there's all this insertion of spectacle over story.
yeah. You're not going to get that with mine,
Well, if
Like
there's one thing that 90s Marvel and the image companies really made a mess of, is this style of artistic storytelling that focuses more on these big splashy things, as opposed to
Right.
let's focus on the integrity of the storytelling. And because back in the day we'd have entire books where there wouldn't be a splash page at all.
Right.
Right.
When I first started on this morning, I brought out the Walking Dead.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Looked at it a little bit, and it's what you're talking about. And as I flip open to a giant splash page, but most of the book is like this.
That's Charlie Adler, right?
Yes.
I was really mad at myself that I couldn't remember Charles Adler's name yesterday.
Oh, really?
Because Walking Dead would be nothing without Charles Adler.
The art is brilliant. What I was saying when I first got on this morning was I read through this, and I got about halfway through the first issue and wasn't thinking about it, and I was like, wait a second, this art is so, it's not what you're talking about, like the Image comics from the 90s.
Yeah.
But it's just so basic, but yet it's brilliant.
It's got this utility
Yeah.
that puts the focus on the dramatic moment. It puts the focus on the characterization. It puts the focus on the characters moving from A to B.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to find this one page that I found this morning. Let's see if I can find it real quick. Well, look at this one. Here's a great one. The panel where this guy says, ...
Yeah.
That one book that you have. I love that book where it's it's all in blue, and you have
the Apex book,
blank panels, and then they start, or the blank word bubbles, and then they start filling in with ones and zeros.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Just starts bringing it's information.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like drawing the reader into the information of the form.
But that's not some amazing, skull character or some, superhero with some cape or anything. But that's a little thing that really, makes the story dramatic and pulls you in, So
I would never dismiss Charles Adler's work on Walking Dead. However, 176 issues or something like that he did.
Yeah.
And month in, month out, never missed one.
Really? I just think it's brilliant.
There's a few people that hit marks that high, right? For consecutive month in, month out, without fail, for extended periods. Dave Sim, who did Cerebus, did it for 300.
Wow.
300 months in, months out. But he didn't, he did the whole show with a guy named Gerhard, who was his background artist. He did all the backgrounds.
Okay.
But Sim was writing and drawing and inking.
Mm-hmm.
And then McFarlane claimed to do 300 issues, 300 plus issues of Spawn, but McFarlane is a company.
Yeah, he's got
It's not a guy, right?
Right. Well, what about the guy who did the Savage Dragon? I think Larson.
Eric Larson.
I think he had a run similar to that.
His run was massive, but I think he had a couple hop, skip, and jumps in there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but at the same time, he was producing a story a month for. I don't know. I don't think he stopped yet.
No, I think he's still going.
Right, and I think he's over 200 at this point.
Oh, I thought it was 300.
Is he over 3 now?
I think so.
Fantastic.
I'm not an authority on the topic.
But Adler did 176 straight issues of The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
And then a couple little side things as well.
Right.
But man, it's on, like, it's just phenomenal, the output of material, and I never dismissed that. But I'm not really a Walking Dead fan.
I never watched the show, and I'm not a fan. I just read the beginning of those graphic novels, and I enjoyed it because the storytelling was so good. To me, they're a great example of a great comic book, and it's not.
But I found that it just meanders, and I had a problem with that.
Yeah, sure, right.
Yeah,
I mean, the point of it is to keep going.
Well, I was done at 100. Right?
Oh.
Like I was done at 100 issues when they spent that, when that 100th issue hit, and there's that sort of dispatching of the one character with the baseball bat, and it just goes on.
Right.
Now, I get it. It's the emotional impact. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm not interested in watching pages and pages of a person be hurt. And I was out. There. I don't know how it ended.
Yeah, I don't either. I mean, I didn't get that many.
I don't know how
you can't get to the end. That's the point of that story. Is I think it's designed to go on and on.
Sure, but at the same time, there's got to be when the journey just feels like it's like in a spiral pattern. It just keeps circling out and circling out and circling out.
Yeah.
How much resolution is there really for the reader? So,
right.
Yeah, I found it challenging. Anyways, my point is Charlie Adler. A lot of the other stuff that he's done over the years that I've picked up is just as good, if not better.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he's done so much work. Like his
I'll have to watch out for that.
But he's a really fantastic example of a contemporary artist who's just a phenomenal storyteller.
Yeah.
I think if The Walking Dead had a number of different artists, I think that if The Walking Dead had, somebody who didn't have the level of the caliber of Charlie Adler's consistency and facility for storytelling, that it wouldn't have become what it is.
Oh,
as good as a writer is, this is a visual medium, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, did you catch the Todd McFarlane quote that he made recently? Like, I'm not a big McFarlane fan at all, but he's a good business person, and he had a quote that if you give me a book that's drawn by Michelangelo but written by my dog, I can sell that. He can sell massive numbers of that book. But if you give me a book that's written by Shakespeare but illustrated by my mom,
yeah,
he's not going to sell any of it,
right?
Because it's a visual medium.
Gotcha. Yeah,
it's all, So Charlie Adler's a really good person to study. He clearly has studied, a lot of the artists that came before him, because he has such a strong grasp of shadow and light. And,
yeah. I thought some of it reminded me of Mike Mignola, the
Well, it's just another artist that has a really strong grasp of shadow and light, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But I think there's and you're right. You can see there's reminiscence there, but I think that Adler has more realism to him than there's a more of a cartoony aesthetic of Miguel.
I agree. Yeah.
I think Adler reminds me of the, Sergio Topi or Alex Toth, or he comes from that heavy duty black and white background.
Yeah. Another great thing about it is there's not that much. There's some gray tones in it, but not that much.
No, very sparing.
Yeah.
And you would think that's because gray tones can be a trap, right? Like once you start falling into that tertiary color insertion, like that whole, no, I can rely on the intermediate into the shot and the shades.
That's what I do. Yeah.
But you do it well. But some people, when they can fall into that, they get stepped into it.
Yeah.
To the extent that they stop seeing things just as the contrast. Everything has to have that third value to it, but not used in a proactive way, like how you're doing it. Like they don't develop the sophisticated language with the third value.
Right. Yeah.
It's black and white with the occasional gray. And it just takes you in and out of it. If you're looking at if it's a non-colored book and you're reading it, that occasional gray takes you out of it.
No, he just has a real light wash to it. There's just a real light wash to it.
Yeah.
And it's really, subtle, but it's just at the right. Like this is mostly black and white, but here he's got just the hair, just this one.
It's real shadow. It's real cast shadow.
The heavy shadows there. I mean, look at this panel. That's amazing.
Yeah.
But just a real light.
But that white light is allowed to be an emphasis point now.
Yeah. And let's look at this big panel here of these zombies, where they're just slight, like right there, almost like a.
Oh yeah, that wonderful little flecking and little hints of gray, just for the whole idea of the disintegration of the characters.
Yeah, look at that face. Yeah. That's just great.
It's really well done. Really grim.
I mean, this is probably one of the most detailed, the closest thing you could do to, you could say to super duper, Todd McFarlane-esque art. This is the closest you'd see in this book. The rest of it,
you know what? I wouldn't say that.
The rest of it is like this.
I don't think that there's any it's not that it looks like Todd McFarlane.
Huh?
If you're just looking at it in the sense that Todd McFarlane put some detail into a thing, then yeah. But other than that, I don't see any resemblance to Todd McFarlane at all.
Right. No, that's all I'm saying is the amount of let's spend hours and hours on this one panel. Because we need the art to pick up where the story is not holding it.
Sure. Oh yeah, exactly.
Opposed to just letting the art work with the story.
There's guys like Arthur Adams that have this level of complexity in their artwork that just makes you go, how much time did that take you?
Yeah. And that becomes the emphasis of the book. That becomes the book written by the dog and
yeah.
Drawn by Michelangelo.
I don't know if Michelangelo would tell a very good comic story. Just because he's very much about a completely different approach to art and to static image, right? I don't know that he'd necessarily be a good storyteller visually.
No.
Like from panel to panel to panel, because it's a different language.
Right.
And large static cast image, like an image with a cast of people. Picasso when he was doing when he did Guernica, he did a couple of pages of cartoons. They were called cartoons, and what it is a whole bunch of panels of different pieces of information that he wanted to incorporate into the larger whole.
Mm-hmm.
And so he did a comic of Guernica.
Okay.
Because it's all of these things that happen in the order they happened. And then he just tried to fit all of those elements into that large composition.
Huh.
That's why there's a number of different moments of time in Guernica, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll have to find the book that I have those in. It's really cool.
Hey, just made me think of something. Have you ever thought about trying to do like this would be a complete departure from what you're doing now, so maybe, a long time from now, but have you ever thought about doing some sort of like infinite canvas type stories? What I'm saying?
That's interesting, because have you looked properly at the Walking Dead trade covers?
What do you mean?
You know they link up, right?
Oh, no, I did not know that.
Yeah, lay them out.
I've got 3 sitting here.
Are they in a row?
Yeah, 1, 2, 3. So this is 1. Okay, hold on. Here's 1.
Okay, so it depends on the iteration you have of them. The ones that have the faces on the front.
Yeah, here's 2.
Oh,
okay, look. Yeah, there's 2.
There you go. All the zombies link up.
I'll be damned. Look at that. Huh. It's not perfect.
No.
Because you can tell there's a little bit. I did not know that. That's wild.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
Charlie Adler, man, he sneaks up on you.
Wow, that's awesome. That's cool. So anyway, have you thought about doing that? I think that you'd be fantastic for that.
Yeah, I've had situations where I've had one course of action transfer to another page and then transfer to a third page, but I don't think I've ever taken it farther than that. I've done a couple of pieces where I painted on canvas, and I temporarily bolted 4 canvases together. And did a static image across those.
Yeah, that's cool.
And then unbolted them.
Oh, okay.
And then hung them with a good 2 inches between.
Nice.
So then you realize, that's 4 separate things making up one image.
Yeah, that's cool. How big were they?
Oh,
chills. Yes.
Artsy. Yeah.
Hey, I want to show you something. So I draw this. I draw these characters over and over again. So here I draw this guy.
Yeah.
This is not what I intended at all for this panel. What I intended for this panel is extreme close-up.
Extreme close-up.
Yeah, there. So I just take, I don't have to draw get disoriented by the angle of things.
Sure. Yeah, why not?
I can just use that, to kind of cheat and put him where I want him to be. I'm going to set him right there.
It allows you to, to take one image at a comfort size that, you draw it at this comfortable size for yourself.
Yeah.
And then to change it around and contort it a little bit or whatever you need to do.
You do that quite a bit with yours, right? Like you'll start off just drawing or, painting or coloring or whatever you use for the day. But then you resize it to put it in your panels in Photoshop or something, right?
Yeah, because it's the rhythm of the story. We're storytelling. So if I'm drawing these panels and I might draw them at, this sort of a rhythm, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I realize for emotional impact, it needs to go. Then I'll take that second panel and I'll give it the larger size to slow the rhythm down.
Right.
So that the reader invests that time where they look at the first one, the second one, and I might get more text in it, or I want more emotional resonance because of the big dramatic moment. And then I get back into that. Here's the rhythm of the fight or whatever or the
Yeah.
rhythm of the things from that point forward. It's about the capturing time, the conveyance of time. So,
Right.
you know.
Yep. Fun stuff. Comics. They take forever.
Yeah.
Oh, they don't you.
Well, it depends on the length of the comic. You're doing 200 pages.
100 plus pages.
You know, yeah, 100. It's like 100 or so. But I mean, so this is, well, the one page from Friday is number 215,
Wow.
right? But then I've got all these other pages that I formatted and put together and changed the art up and,
Mm-hmm.
put together and added a little bit of art to them and, little things like that. So
Mm-hmm.
technically I'm at 223.
Wow.
If they were all finished. They're not all finished.
Right. So
But
when is
sorry.
that? When are you going to publish that, or when?
Oh, so the book, I was informed sloppily through my publisher that I got the first editorial read through, and then it said, "Yeah, you got to take this page out because it doesn't. You can't. You need a specific agreement from this person." So I took it out, and then I got a second read through, and they said, "Yeah, you can't unless you get specific permission. We're not comfortable publishing anything with a recognizable likeness, and you're really good at doing portraits of people, so you can't use any of those."
Oh, geez.
So the movie monster page and the Malkovich page and I knew the Werner Herzog was out because he's hello, I'm Werner Herzog and here's a fashion show,
Yeah.
Where's
Oh,
the
man.
contrivance of beauty,
Right.
So I had to pull out of my 60-page book that I'm trying to get out the door. I had to change 15 pages.
Dang.
So I wasn't happy.
Yeah, I bet.
But that was my Thursday night. So I hadn't slept at all on Thursday night.
Ugh.
So when I did my stream yesterday, I might have been a little bit punchy.
Slightly punchy, yeah.
But I did it. I changed the pages out.
Yeah, that sucks.
And I have 3 copies of that book out for review. So what do I do now?
You had 3 copies out for what?
I had the PDF from all those pages out for review from 3 industry professionals for quotes on my book. And so what do I do now? Now I look like a jerk.
That sucks, man.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I watched Josh, go back and take all those lamps out of his story. Do you remember that part?
No. What?
So the book that he's working on now,
yeah,
there was a bunch of lamps in the background, and then he had to go and change. They found out that they didn't at that time period the lamps were incorrect. That they were more like
big gas lamps.
Yeah, they weren't what you might see as a lamp. What we think of a lamp, it was a gas thing. So he had to go back and redraw all of them. All of his pages. He had to find all the lamps and take them out and redraw them. That stuff kills. That just kills me, man. I'm like, screw you.
So this is the challenge of being an independent creator.
Yeah.
Is that as independents we make our own rules.
Right. My point was I don't like working with other people.
No, why would anyone, right? I think that we live in a society completely bogged down in bureaucracy, completely bogged down in, needlessness and way too much concern for being sued, and way too much concern for sensitivities, and I think that the more and more those individuals that stand in the center that aren't adding to, they're not contributing to any greater situation at hand. They're sort of putting in things that actually work more like stops along the tracks.
Yeah.
For no real benefit other than they need to be doing something.
They're vampires.
Yeah. The locust culture of politics and bureaucrats. But there's a lot of challenge in that if you're working in a larger plateau where you have to have some degree of engagement with others, like whether it's copy edit, just copy editors. I understand. I really do. And if you have a team of people, right, writer, artist, letterer, inker, all that,
you need that. Yeah.
Then you might need a coordinator for those.
Right.
But editors, no.
Not a fan?
No, there's no need for them. Copy editors, yes. And if it's a corporate structure that has 5, 6, 12 people working on any given thing, maybe, but not an editor, more like a coordinator.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Because a corporate stooge. Trying to maintain the integrity of the corporate line. I can understand that. But editors, jeez Louise. I don't know. It's a challenge, right? Like it's important to have people that are saying, hey, you spelled this correctly, or hey, this sentence makes no sense, or but to have somebody just come and arbitrarily make decisions about your creative output and think they have some sort of authoritative voice. Well, I didn't sign up for that.
Right.
So that was, that's the challenge. That's the transition that I need to make in my understanding for moving forward into this, the regional aesthetic that I've been doing things in until now, and going into the more broad international, larger world, realizing that there's more than just London, Ontario, Canada,
Yeah.
So, which is the only way to say it, by the way.
That's how I always pronounce it.
Yeah. Well, where do you live?
London. No, I live in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Michigan. Yeah. There's really zero difference between where you are and I are. I think so.
Flags.
Maybe
more patriotism maybe at your end. I don't know if you're patriotic or not. But
I say people here are crazy.
Well, people everywhere.
Like I was listening to some radio program, and this guy from Africa, from Senegal, it was the interview asked her, what would you say was the one word that would describe Senegal? And he says welcoming, or hospitality or something like that, And I thought, like, ask that to of an American. I think the answer is crazy. I think we're just crazy. It's like the guns and just the, the UFC and football.
There's I'm not going to say who, like the name of the person or where they were from specifically, but there's a person that was interviewed here in our fantastic media. We have a really bad newspaper here, and it's just a corporate paper from Toronto that represents a few human interest stories in the city, but for the most part, it's just pop news pieces from across the country, like in a larger level.
Right.
And then the occasional, Mary Willoughby has been collecting pressed flowers for 48 years. She is 99 years young. So they released this article where somebody says about a big controversial thing that's happening someplace in the world, and they're from there. And so what do you think about this place? And they describe this place as it's beautiful, it's serene, and the people that are from there are the best people. And but that's wonderful. But the paragraph before it described them as a war refugee.
Right.
From that country. Right? Yeah. And I'm like, well, which one is it?
Yeah.
Is it wonderful and everybody there is great? Or did you run away from this place because it's just a war zone?
Yeah.
Now, there's a bunch of places around the world that are a war zone, because the unfortunate truth of us is that we're very angry monkeys. But I just found that kind of ridiculous when the media does that and they do that whole our things. They're great. I mean, we just had a tornado last night that tore the roof off of our house, but we're going to go to the circus later. Like, where's the sense of permanence in that? What is it? Pick a side. That's what somebody wrote. Letters to the editors. Pick a side. That was somebody's response.
Yeah. So Jim goes to a coffee shop, and he works in a coffee shop. He'll sit down in the corner. He says,
well, he doesn't work. Well, he works on his book or on his animations in a coffee shop.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought you meant like he worked in one.
Oh, no. Right. No, he does his animation work.
Yeah.
And, but he says he sits in the corner with, where he doesn't get a lot of attention or anything, but he likes to be around the people so he can see him. So I tried this, and I know you were talking about your glasses the other day. Like, I can't do that, what he's talking about, because I don't wear my glasses so that I can see my drawing, but I can't see past 2 feet in front of me. Everything's a blur. Okay. So it drives me nuts if people are coming in and out and I can't see them. So I'd have to be constantly like, drawing. Yeah, drawing, and then looking up and having to put my glass. You know what I mean?
It's not easy getting older, Paul.
That doesn't work for me. I have to have some level. Do you think you could do that?
I wear bifocals.
Well, I know I have bifocals too, but I don't like using the reading part of it because I can see just fine.
Well, so the reading part is if I'm reading, okay, they're for that close. When I draw at approximately 2.5 feet from my face.
Okay.
Benefits of long arms, but
yeah, I guess so.
And then the other part of my bifocals for driving.
Right, I need the bifocals for driving because I can't see my dashboard.
And I've got the bifocal sunglasses for driving during the day and the regular glasses for driving at night. But I.
Do you think you could work like in a coffee shop?
No. No, largely because some people can, but other people maybe. I mean, I could work anywhere. I do creativity and storytelling classes in front of the students, right? Mm-hmm. And I'll go into different schools and do that there. And so you got to be able to work in absolute chaos. But
yeah,
and because I got people suggesting things for what are we drawing? Let's draw this. And what do you think happens next? And the kids will tell me. And I'm drawing it live on a board, right? So or on chalkboard or on paper or on a digital screen, whatever they got in that classroom. And so I got no problem working in a mix with people.
Mm-hmm.
But the challenge when you're sitting there in an environment and somebody comes over and goes, "Hey, what are you drawing a fish?"
Yeah.
My brother had a fishing boat. Oh God. So I used to
And
catch
trout.
salmon and trout and perch. You ever had walleye? Walleye's a good fish, and then you catch walleye, and that sounds. Sometimes it goes deep sea fishing. Oh, that sounds really good. You ever go deep sea fishing? No, I haven't. Yeah, so sometimes with the salmon, they get pretty big. Like, come on, man. Like, just
Never ending story.
yeah. And so when Lori and I met, I had a studio in the Covent Garden Market here in London, which is, this farmer's market in the center of the city, but it's in a very professional building and there's lots of, florists and chocolatiers and restaurants
Okay.
and so my studio is on the second floor of that, and her office that she worked from is right next door, and that's how we met. We're connected to that. We're both single parents, and no. Oh yeah, there you go. Philip knows, but Philip, you sort of set yourself up because you're doing caricatures in the first place.
Yeah, that's part of the whole. Yeah, the environment.
Yeah, you're automatically going to get people that you're drawing doing that, much less the looky-loos and walk-bys that are bellowing in your ear, and all you're trying to do is, look, I'm trying to make these people over here look nicer,
Yeah. I love doing caricatures and the whole atmosphere, but I can't do it anymore just because my senses are not. I can't do it anymore. I get too overwhelmed by everything.
I never could. I can never do caricatures. I'm too artsy fartsy formalist.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So I
love the informal nature and stuff, but just any more like crowds anymore, I get a little real uneasy in, and so
you get punchy.
No. I just get I feel so uncoordinated and everything that now
every 20 minutes you shout, everybody back up.
I just kind of withdraw,
Yeah, I know. I completely understand it. So, there you go. That's exactly what Philip stopped.
Yeah.
I think that it's brilliant that Jim can work in that environment, but I couldn't. After having a studio like that for a few years, where people just walk in the studio and start telling me about their brother's fishing boat.
Yeah.
I have zero interest in doing anything. I'm working on, I'm here. So Jack Layton was a big politician in Canada before he passed away. And so I'm doing this big portrait that eventually hung in the House of Commons, which is our White House here. Right.
Okay.
And so I'm doing this portrait of him, and I can't tell you how many looky-loos would just come in and go, so what makes you choose those colors? And I appreciate it that they're interested, and I appreciate these moments.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time,
yeah.
Well, I'm trying to put this color down on the surface. It's like the person standing in it'd be the same thing as a person standing in your pile of dust as you're trying to sweep the damn floor. Right? And people don't mean it by any means. People don't have anything but the best of intentions or the want for engagement with you. And as creative individuals, we have a want for engagement in the first place.
Right.
But when you're trying to get into the flow, the super flow, the zone, don't do it in a public setting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unless you have the facility to put earphones in and sunglasses on and whoop to the world. So
that's why it's so surprising to hear you say this, because the way you do your streams, where you're flowing, drawing and painting and doing all this, but
but I'm in my controlled environment.
Yeah. Right.
And I have a facility that if I think somebody's a yo-yo in my stream, I can shut them down. Do you know what I mean? If I had that person, and it's years of, well, it's years of being a dad, years of being a grandpa. Like, you just look at somebody's carrying on like an immature person. You just look at them and go, "Well, you going to be okay there for a second? Are you all right? Do you want us to just give you a minute?" We can talk to people and say, "Hey," and you don't ever have to do that or ever want to do that very much, but you can say to people, "Hey, come on. It's not, you're not being a help in a situation." Like Jim and you Well, at the very start of when I came onto your thing today, Jim was saying that you guys are, I don't know what he said, adjutants, or you're trying to stir it up, or not even close. You guys aren't even.
We were trying to troll you.
Yeah, you can't. That's not even trolling. That's. I'm so.
You're unflappable.
Unflappable. I like that a lot. Irrepressible. I got that recently. But I can bend with the river and get back to the ocean. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah. That's for sure.
But so you're able to deal with those things. But when you got your mouth breathing oddball that needs to figure out how soap works, standing 2 feet from you, his belly bumping into your arm as you're trying to paint, going, "Oh, you're my bird got a fishing boat."
Hey, that's Terry's here. Good morning, Terry.
Hiya, Terry. Maybe Terry wants to jump in and join you.
Y'all got your heads. Yeah, I need to get going. I can't believe it. So 11:30.
I do too. I got to get rolling here and got to get back to work. And
I hope you get a good Saturday. And sorry, Terry, we're just getting ready to bug out of here.
It's nice to meet you, Terry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like what you're doing, sir. I really do.
Thank you. Likewise. Back at you. I wish I could be around more.
Hey, I do my stuff at weird times because I'm on a different timetable. That's all, right? Like it's 2:00 in the afternoon. What a jerk! But it's because that's the facility that I'm presented with. So
yeah.
But yeah, you can always watch the things, and if you want to give me any feedback or if you want to make any suggestions or anything like that, please put them in the comments because
I'll do for sure.
Hey, Chris, nice use of that pencil at 10 minutes and 23 seconds. I like that eyeball you drew right there. That was good. And then you make another comment. Hey, it's 17 minutes and 23. What did you mean by this? And then at 19, and then you make another comment that says, "Oh no, you explained it 1920." Forget what I just said. I long for the day when somebody runs through my comments like that and does just nonstop interjections, which forces me to watch the video because I don't remember what I said 5 minutes ago.
Sometimes I try to do that with Josh, because he gets on these, these topics, and I'll try to comment on them, and I think, man, I'm just bombarding him with these comments, and he just keeps rolling right through it,
Well, he had a spicy stream yesterday.
Yeah, I think I got on for a minute, and I had.
I saw you there, but he had a spicy stream yesterday talking about some stream he had the day before, where, he's talking about Trump and somebody else is going off at him from home, and it's like, and I'm trying to drop Creed song references and. As he's trying to just get it out that he's really perturbed by this, and I'm asking him stupid questions like, if you had to go across the desert but you only had a jug of water, or like barrels and barrels of wine, which would you do?
Terry does some
my videos
are all opinions, and my comments are wild. Yeah,
I'm gonna get on Terry's channel and just be contrarian then.
Yeah. She'll definitely
throw it back.
Yeah, she's witty. We'll say
she'll have these wonderful, insightful points and really positive things, and I'm like, no, forget it. I like stupidity and unhappiness. Like it just, just to be contrarian. I disagree.
That's what some people do.
You disagree that everyone should be happy? Yeah. Why not?
Can't argue with that.
I don't know if I'm following Terry, so I'm gonna have to sign up for that.
Yeah, you'll find her. All right.
Listen, I'm gonna get out of here, buddy. I gotta get some stuff done. I know you do too. Thanks for having me on and chit chatting with each other. And
I really enjoyed our talks. And
well, I really respect your work. I really, you're not bad either. Man, come on. But no, I talk about this all the time, but one of the things I'm really happy about is having the affordance of opportunity to meet some cool cats and some cool kittens there. So,
Yeah.
you know, you're awesome, and I really like what you do, and I really like your books. I'm looking forward to your next one. For those that might have tuned into the stream that don't know, make sure you pick up copies of these because they are fantabuloso. Now I'll read you the ISBN so you don't. Aren't I stinker? ISBN number 978-15005-78251, and that is for Rust City Stabber. And the ISBN for Welcome to Rust City is 978-146-0934-968.
This is some critical information that I did not even know.
You can type those numbers down, go on to the interwebs, and order it from the Amazonian forest or wherever that place exists. Put some more money in the mouth of millionaires.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Get like 50 cents out of mine, whatever.
So I got the short story before I go. I got the short story I'm working on with somebody. Pancakes are great, but I get tired of them by the end. Well, I disagree with that, Terry. Pancakes.
No, you see what she put up here. I don't believe everyone should be happy.
Well, I disagree with that.
Which makes me happy that she put that there.
I think everybody should be happy about pancakes.
See, now look, and then she says, by the way, Jeff Bezos earned every cent. I told you.
He did with his blood, sweat, and constant tears. A lot of people don't realize how much he cries by himself at night, every night.
And wipes up with his $1,000 bills.
In the toilet.
Yeah.
with his IBS problem that he doesn't let anybody know about. Yeah, there's the rumor mill. Let's start that. Everybody on your channels talk about how Jeff Bezos has IBS. Let's just start that from here. Anyways, listen, I really appreciate you having me on. I really appreciate your work, and I look forward to your Saturday. A lot of the time, buddy, I've got you playing in my ear as I'm, mowing the lawn or cleaning the house or
nice,
chasing grandchildren. So it's really nice to come and hang out with you whenever I can. But
likewise, my friend. All right, have a great weekend.
Bye, everybody. Thanks very much for having me, Paul. Bye.
Yep, thanks, Chris, for coming by. Bye, Phil, Terry, and everybody else. Thanks for stopping by. See ya.